You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than...
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken up the boxing world by calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Confident as ever and boasting an unbeaten record, Mayweather hinted he's ready to make a return for another major showdown. The idea of him facing Crawford, considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters today, has fans and analysts buzzing with excitement and debate, adding fresh energy and anticipation to the ever-evolving world of boxing.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes, never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford extended his undefeated streak with a unanimous decision victory over Canelo Alvarez, claiming the title of undisputed super middleweight champion. The fight, held at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, was one of the year's most anticipated events. Moving up 2 weight divisions, Crawford entered the ring full of confidence and delivered a masterful performance. Despite Canelo's size and punching power, Crawford dictated the pace, using precise boxing, slick footwork, and sharp combinations to take control and secure a decisive win.
What do you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was gonna go. I didn't think the weight was gonna be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was gonna go. And I knew that Bud was only gonna get stronger and get bolder, and start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He hands down. He the best. He the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes where people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease. Right? You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans, and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, I'm sorry, not Canelo. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. put his money on Terence Crawford, confident that his skills would prevail against Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford entered the bout as the underdog, Mayweather placed a $50,000 moneyline bet at plus 148 odds. When Crawford won by unanimous decision, Mayweather's confidence paid off, earning him $124,000. His successful wager not only underscored his belief in Crawford's talent, but also reflected his sharp insight into the sport's dynamics.
The
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford, and I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and made some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything.
Floyd Mayweather has made his stance clear in the pound-for-pound debate, naming Terence Crawford as the best fighter in the world right now. After Crawford's brilliant win over Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his skill, discipline, and dominance across multiple weight classes. To Mayweather, being pound for pound isn't just about collecting titles. It's about proving superiority against top-level opponents time and again. And in his view, Crawford has done exactly that. With victories over elite champions and an unbroken record, Crawford has firmly established himself as the man to beat in today's boxing.
In your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put
Terence Crawford has long admired Floyd Mayweather, not only for his in-ring mastery, but also for how he managed his career and built his legacy. Over time, that respect has grown into a genuine connection between them. Crawford often receives bits of advice from Mayweather and makes sure to put them into practice. Their relationship goes beyond mentorship. It's built on shared ambition, mutual respect, and a deep understanding of what it takes to achieve lasting greatness in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever... Keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah?
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Yeah, like plotting.
I ain't never been that type.
Recently, Canelo Alvarez made a surprising admission during a press conference, saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." The comment stood out, especially since Alvarez's first career loss came against Mayweather back in 2013, when he was just 23 and undefeated. Crawford's dominant performance against Canelo proved why many share that opinion. His sharp hand speed, slick footwork, and tactical precision allowed him to control all 12 rounds. Even after moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford expertly neutralized Canelo's power through smart defense and pinpoint counterpunching.
Fight Hub TV, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford.
After Canelo Alvarez claimed that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, fired back with a critical response. He argued that Canelo's comment was more about boosting Crawford's reputation to make his own loss seem less damaging. Jeff pointed out that Canelo was in his prime when he lost to Floyd, rejecting the idea that Mayweather was past his best at the time. He also pushed back on comparisons of their styles, insisting that while Crawford is an exceptional fighter, no one matches Floyd's defensive mastery.
So if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime. You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
To
make himself look like
Trainer Greg Hackett has joined the debate over who stands as the better fighter between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, firmly siding with Mayweather. While acknowledging Crawford's impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett argued that Mayweather's unmatched defense and ring intelligence still make him the superior boxer. He praised Crawford's skill, but noted that Mayweather's flawless record and dominance across several weight divisions secure his place above Crawford in the all-time rankings. Hackett's comments reflect the ongoing debate in boxing circles about who truly defines this era's greatness.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jim?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time. Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ. You know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has publicly rejected Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's record doesn't match Mayweather's, noting that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime when he fought them. Hearn acknowledged Crawford's big wins, including the recent victory over Canelo, but stressed that he hasn't faced the same depth of elite competition across multiple weight classes that defined Mayweather's career.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get...
Carmel Martin recently reaffirmed that Floyd Mayweather remains the GOAT. Despite the buzz around Terence Crawford's recent dominance, Martin highlighted that Mayweather's perfect record, ring intelligence, defensive mastery, and sustained success across multiple weight classes set a standard few can reach. He acknowledged Crawford's skill, particularly his victory over Canelo, but stressed that true greatness comes from longevity, flawless performance, and making history by staying undefeated at the highest level. In Martin's view, Crawford is elite, but Mayweather's legacy exists on a whole other level.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, two-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. We've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size, if not Crawford look a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So, really just, we're going to see tomorrow, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. I feel like it's even playing fields, and, both guys coming ready, so we're just going to have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is great, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Meanwhile, Terence Crawford addressed the ongoing comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., stressing that each fighter should be judged within their own era. He confidently stated that he is the best of his time, just as Mayweather was in his, and that direct comparisons are unnecessary. Following Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, his longtime trainer Brian Bomack McIntyre emphasized there would be no rush into another fight. He explained that after such intense preparation and a grueling 12-round battle, recovery should come first. Rather than immediately discussing future opponents, Bomack recommended Crawford take a well-earned break to recharge physically and mentally, giving him time to fully enjoy one of the biggest victories of his career before planning the next chapter of his legacy.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you? Me? Ain't this a thing? Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was...
Bernie Thigh Boxer, a close ally of Terence Crawford, launched a sharp critique after the Canelo fight, claiming, "They tried to rob us." He argued that the scoring didn't accurately reflect Crawford's control of the bout, saying many rounds were unfairly awarded or judged too closely. According to Bernie, Crawford dictated the pace, showcased superior fundamentals, and clearly outworked Canelo, yet the judges' scorecards didn't fully recognize those efforts. Even with a unanimous decision win, he felt the margins were unjust, highlighting how controversial judging continues to spark strong emotions in boxing, even in seemingly clear victories.
This is the second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take the punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed it. Crawford the best.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather offers a unique perspective on this matchup, having defeated Canelo Alvarez back in 2013 when Canelo was undefeated and rapidly rising. That win remains a highlight of Mayweather's legendary career, showcasing his defensive skill and ring intelligence. Now, years later, Mayweather is setting his sights on Terence Crawford, the fighter who recently dominated Canelo. By calling out Crawford, He's not only reigniting excitement in the boxing world, but also reminding fans that he still considers himself capable of facing the sport's top talent.
Fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was
No,
probably
he
at
was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you gonna be the best in the world. 23, so imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. So
could Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford lead to one of boxing's all-time biggest fights, or should Mayweather stay retired and let Crawford shine as the new face of the sport? Share your thoughts in the comments below.